want to introduce you to a man who I think is going to be of huge value to you, and that is Goldster fitness trainer James Hilton. Now, he has a wealth of experience in supporting people through injury recovery and those with limited mobility conditions such as arthritis. James has proven results with helping people become more confident and able in their movement. Now, he's known in the industry as a highly regarded and dedicated personal trainer. And what's fantastic is he's always staying abreast of exercise science and its dynamic advancements. Now, there are countless Goldster members who have had extraordinary outcomes with him. And, the feedback is that it's through his heartfelt guidance. He not only imparts the necessary tools for preventing falls through his classes and courses on Goldster, but also cultivates a narrative of perseverance and hope, illustrating that within every stumble lies the potential for a stronger and more fulfilling, graceful rise. James Hilton, are you there?
I'm here. Thanks, Lee. Nice words. As we said earlier, it brings a tear to my eye.
Well, honestly, it's so true. And I'm sure many of you who are new to Goldster will understand through the Goldster members that have joined us today the significance of some of James's work on Goldster, because I know you've had some incredibly transformational journeys with some of our members. And it brings me actually to a question that I really wanted to ask you, because I think from the perspective of a person maybe who has a fear of falling, how does that impact them emotionally and mentally? And I think especially for people that are sort of navigating arthritis or limited mobility, and what can we do to empower people to overcome this and take sort of meaningful steps towards fall prevention? What are your thoughts on that?
Big question. First of all, hello to Goldster members. I can see so many familiar faces in here. Hope you're having a good weekend. What a big question. Look, falls are they're just the worst, aren't they? And they can happen at any time, and they catch us off guard. And do you know what? They can really, really set us back, and that's just a bit, that's rubbish. That's not great. Especially, I think, for people who maybe have taken up exercise a bit later on in life and they make progress, and then something happens, and then confidence is knocked, and it's a massive setback. And that setback can have a really long-lasting effect on people, their mentality, like mental health, physical health, obviously, and we know the effects of fractures, bones fractures, and things like that. When people fall later in life, they have a really can have a really profound effect on people, and not for a good reason. So one of the things is how we get people back, and most people kind of will veer towards slowing down after a fall, and we've somehow got to try and inspire people to do more and try and keep them more active.
Yes.
So I think that kind of leads me on to most of the people here today. I think it's safe to say that most of the people here today are people that perhaps either have a hurdle that they want to overcome in terms of being active, and perhaps have not been particularly active in the past, but would like to try it, don't know how to start. We've got, there is one certainty in this sort of industry, this sector, wellness, fitness sector, is that being active is good for us. And for so many different reasons, The difficulty, and actually I'm a bit tired of just sort of saying that all the time, because everyone knows it. We don't have to look any further than social media or the news to see the next article about we all need to be doing resistance training, cardio, blah, blah, blah. All of these things, it's all good for us. The difficulty is, and what I kind of invest my time in doing, is trying to help people and inspire people to be active. So we know we need to do it, but actually, we've got a big group in Goldster, thousands of members. We've got a big group of members that love coming to our classes. They're told that they need to do cardio, strength by whoever, doctor, physio, online, social media, wherever it is, and they go and do those classes happily. And they go and take part in those classes. They come to my classes, Tim's, Duncan's, and they come religiously, and fantastic. That's brilliant for them. But there's also a big group of people that for whatever reason can't join those classes or don't want to join those classes, or don't, feel perhaps intimidated by these classes, nervous about the classes, all these different things. So I have invested my time, my education, my speciality in trying to make exercise enjoyable, and trying to take the seriousness of that out of it, and try and shed some actually just matter of fact, scientifically led sort of information around exercise to make it accessible for as many people as I can. In turn, keeping people on their feet, keeping people healthy, reducing that risk, feeling like they're going to, reducing the risk of falling, but also, the effect that can have on how people feel who are suffering from things like arthritis or certain illnesses. All these things can be made better. I'm not saying that everything can be reversed, because that's not the truth. But the reality
it can be managed, can't it? It can be managed and helped. And confidence can be restored. And that's actually a really interesting thing you said there, James, about some people, they may have an affinity with movement and exercise. And a lot of our Goldster members, through your guidance, have come from a place of maybe not being very motivated to being motivated. And it's kind of seeing those results little bit by little bit. And then you do become more confident to do more. But I'm just interested in the chat for anyone that's here. Where are you on your journey now? Are you someone that is exercising, that is not? How is your mobility? Because I think that's a really important point, so we can meet you where you are, because intellectually we can know we need to move more and what we need to do because we're told it all the time. But emotionally, we may not feel we want to for whatever reason. Does that resonate, James?
Absolutely. We've got to do our utmost to find ways of helping people get involved. I think there's so many hurdles and obstacles, I think, put in the way of people, whether that is something to do with their own circumstances or whether that's something because they've read something. We have to work around these things to get people active. I think one of the biggest things I've certainly learned in the last few years is that there's no real danger to exercises. I think the majority of one of the biggest sticking points for a lot of people is kind of injury or pain and these types of things. And naturally, if you have got pain, the first thing, and it's undiagnosed, my biggest advice to anybody is to get diagnosed. That's really, really important. But second of all, it's to understand that so according to statistics, the majority of all injuries happen in the gym, and it's where someone drops a dumbbell on themselves. So that kind of says a lot for injuries. We can't predict injuries, but a lot of people are worried about movement and how they should move, and kind of overthink how they move. Lifting with a straight back and lifting with our knees and all these types of things. Where actually, more up-to-date research says that a lot of these things aren't as important as once sort of thought, and they're a bit outdated. So it's really about trying to encourage people to move, not worry too much about how they move, and do it in their own way, and find ways of enjoying it. We know each and every one of these, whether it's Pilates, yoga, strength training, resistance training, cardio, power training, anything you can think of, they all are fantastic things to do. There's probably not really one that's better than the other in reality, because I'd rather someone do yoga 3 times a week than do nothing at all, or I'd rather someone go and lift weights, once or twice a week than do nothing at all. It's really about trying to find the thing that works for you.
Yes. Yeah, it's interesting in the chat here. We'll just very quickly look at these before you go on to your session, James. But Susan saying positive days and then no motivational days. That's probably quite a common thing, isn't it? Joe just saying impeded by pelvic floor prolapse. But Sala, mine has greatly improved. My falls are due to vertigo, which comes unannounced. I'm much better though. Jackie saying, just had a hip replacement. It had a severe OA in it, osteoarthritis. Thought it was it, and now OA in the spine, in so much pain. New hip, fab. Also, how do I help myself effectively and safely? And that's a lot of what you do in your classes and courses for fall prevention, isn't it, James? Doing things safely. So there'll be lots that James will cover in his session today. And just rest assured that any questions you put in the chat today, James will be joining for the Q&A at the end, and we will go through all of these and also explain to you about James's fall prevention course, which is starting at the end of the month, also on Goldster. So lots of engagement here from Goldster members and non-Goldster members. So wonderful. James, you're going to take people through a little bit of a sort of session today, aren't you? That will be an immersive experience as to what some of your classes are like, right?
Yeah, it's an immersive experience. No, we're going to be going through some exercise. We're going to do we're going to have a bit of fun. We're going to do a little balance assessment. One of the things actually we talk about is, balance isn't the most, but everyone, when we think fall prevention, it always comes back to balance. And balance, yeah, like that's fine. But if we had like the hierarchy of like fall prevention, balance probably like overarches everything. But then underneath balance, we've got so many different ways in which we can move. It all has sort of overlap into sort of improving one's feeling on their feet. Today we're going to kind of for the people that, like that first comment about, motivation and things, we're going to try and make it a bit interesting and a bit fun to help people see exercise from a different light, because we don't need to label something as like exercise. It's movement, and it's trying to inspire people to have like an end goal, right? The motivation is born out of being inspired. So when people say, I'm not motivated to move, I would say, well, let's find something that really inspires you to move. And if that thing is feeling fantastic and awesome and stronger and fitter and, able to do the things that you've always wanted to do or haven't been able to do for a while, then that's inspiration. Then that's enough to keep you motivated. So We'll have a bit of fun today's session and make it relative to sort of everyday life. And it's going to be good.
And so, James, if people have limited mobility and they would like to do something more seated today, can they just adapt some of what you're doing for sitting down?
Yeah, exactly. So bring your chairs.
Bring your chairs if you don't want to do standing.
Great. If not, grab a chair.
Okay, fantastic. That's what I love. Everything you do is very much aim to meet someone where they are. So there's tons of engagement, and thank you so much for engaging, everybody. Really interesting comments and shares about where you're at. And that's what Goldster is all about, is a community coming together and sharing and supporting each other. So I thank you for sharing where you're at now. So while James just shifts rooms magically and appears somewhere else, I'm going to take you through the itinerary for today. We'll see you in a minute, James. Really interesting shares, everyone. Thank you. So we're going to have James Hilton first. He's going to take you through basic patterns of movement and planes of movement and make it really fun, which I think is a big part of motivation, isn't it? When something's more fun, we're more likely to engage in it. And then the next speaker after James will be Claudia Lefevre. That's our Goldster nutritionist and eating psychology coach. And she is going to be talking about nutrition for muscle and bone health, and also energy. We need a certain amount of energy, don't we, if we're going to exercise more? And who doesn't want more energy for life, right? And also finally, today, finishing off around 3:15, will be Andy Yao. And he's our Tai Chi expert. And he's going to go through a beautiful poetic session about balance and flow using Tai Chi, which is a wonderful form of movement. If you haven't tried Tai Chi before, I urge you to stay around and experience that, because it really is quite hypnotic. And even if you don't want to do Tai Chi, just listening to Andy is a wonderfully relaxing and engaging experience. And then at 3:45 till 4, James and I will be coming together again, and it's a chance for you to ask any questions that you have, to engage in the chat and ask questions with each other and just generally support and have a good old chinwag. So while we're waiting for James to join and come back on screen, I'm just going to go through some of your comments here. Can someone explain the advantage of Goldster? Well, we're going to go dig down into this a little bit later on, Doug, but basically Goldster is a platform that will help you with your physical, emotional, and cognitive health. You have expert Q&As, you have a universal health assessment, which allows you to track and monitor your health. And we have over 450 live and on-demand classes that help you build the habits so you can live a longer and better life, right? Kim, saying 100% excellent, good value, and no one needs to get bored. Kim, thank you so much. Stuff going on 7 days a week to keep us fit and motivated and interesting to be with. I love that, Kim. Thank you. Interesting to be with. Isn't that true? That is very true. And what else do we have here? Debbie, been with Goldster since the beginning, always exercise and listen to Claudia, who all of you will hear later, and done my best to remain healthy. In this summer, I tripped over and the x-rays showed low bone density and arthritis. So disappointed. I'm sorry to hear that, Debbie. Absolutely. I have ankylosing spondylitis in my spine, so I feel you. As I thought I was doing everything right, this came as a shock. Therefore, I would like to say to everybody, you just don't know what's under the surface. And that's why putting in preventative measures and managing any conditions we have is so important. Debbie, thank you for sharing that. Really wonderful to hear from you. Sue, is there an annual subscription? Yes, there will be an annual subscription that we will be putting in the chat shortly. It's a discount annual subscription. So I think James is nearly ready. So yes, he is. And I'm going to come and join you afterwards and enjoy the session, everybody.
Here's a studio I made earlier. Thanks, Lee. Right, good. Hello again. Hello again. I was going to say good afternoon, but I've met you all just briefly a moment ago. Right, so we've got 30 minutes here, 30 minutes, and kind of building into the full prevention program starts in a couple of weeks on the 31st of October. I'm going to give you a little bit of a sort of a taster session, I would say, as to what we kind of get up to during the 6 weeks. We'll go into a bit more detail about that at the end of the session today in the Q&A. But for today, we're going to go through some exercises. Now, it's going to be it's a standing class. You can do this seated and you can follow along and do as much as you can. What I'm going to say, though, if you are someone that does struggle to be on their feet for long periods of time, we're going to have a chair handy. Or if you have a chair handy, we can basically, and there will be a bit of balance involved today. You can have a chair handy so you can rest your hand on it at any point, or have it close by, or have something close by that you can rest your hand on just to take the strain off any exercises. But I can assure you that none of these exercises are going to be too taxing. Okay, so we are going to start with an assessment, okay, like school. We're going to start with an assessment. 2 exercises we're going to do, and they're balance exercises. So this is full prevention. So we're going to be looking at balance today, and we're going to see if within this 30-minute session, we can improve how we feel on our feet. It's a make or break moment for myself. Hopefully we'll get through it. Right. And it will be improved as well. So for the first exercise, we're going to do a really simple test. We're going to balance on one leg. Okay. So again, if you want to have a chair handy, you can. We're going to balance on one leg for 20 seconds. So we'll do either leg. But it's going to look something like this. We're going to stand on our left leg, balance on our left leg. We're going to try and bring our right knee up, and we're going to bring our arms out in front of us, actually, and sorry for this one. So out in front of us, okay? So we're going to bring our knee up if we can, as high as we can. That depends on how you know, your own sort of abilities. Bring your knee up, hands out in front, hold for 20 seconds. And I want you to take a mental sort of note of how that felt for you, how wobbly that felt, how comfortable it felt. Could you do it? Could you not do it? All these things. So try and think about all these things, make a mental note, and then we're going to do the other leg, okay? So for 20 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1, 20 seconds. It doesn't matter if you put your foot down. If you want to have a hand on a chair or something, kind of place your hand on the chair, maybe use it for a second or two, raise it for a second or two, leave it on there for a second or two, see how you get on, okay? So we've got another 5 seconds to go. Ooh, bit wobbly. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, everybody. Well done. You can rest there, have a little shake off. And we're going to do exactly the same thing on the left leg, okay? Or balancing on the right leg, sorry, left knee up. So same again. All right, for 20 seconds. In 5, we'll go left knee up off the floor. 3, 2, and 1. So left knee up off the floor, hands out in front. You can have your palms facing up, okay? And then just try and balance for the 20 seconds. See how you get on. Give yourself a score out of 10, maybe. That's quite a good way to do it. Score out of 10. Well done, everyone. And we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Well done. Good work. That's the first assessment ticked off. Okay. So There are lots of different ways in which we balance, and we're going to explore a different one. That was static balance. So static balance is where we balance and we stay completely still. The next one we're going to look at is dynamic balance, and that has more to do with sort of trying to stay balanced, trying to stay stable, whilst moving. Okay, so we're going to do they do it in America to see if you've see if you're driving under the influence or not. We're going to do a heel to toe test. Okay, so it's tightrope walking essentially. We're going to step one foot in front of the other, heel to toe, whatever space you've got. Okay, again, you can have a chair by you or surface, a wall nearby, just to have your hand, available to reach out to it if you need it. We're going to go heel to toe. All right, so just heel to toe. All right, heel to toe, and then we're going to go back. And we're going to do this for about 30 seconds. Okay, I want you to cross your arms on your chest. Okay, so arms crossed on the chest, forward and back, for around about 30 seconds. We'll go in 5, whatever space you've got, 3, 2, 1, heel to toe. And if you can, and the temptation is to look at your feet, see if you can do it while looking forward. Okay, if you want to look at your feet, you can, but try and look forward. And we just use whatever space you've got. Okay, so if you can do a couple of steps forward, a couple of steps back, make sure the floor is clear, by the way. That's one of the sort of number one rule of fall prevention. Make sure you've got a tidy floor. Okay, well done, everyone. 30 seconds, 5 to go. And in 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, everyone. Well done. That is our 2 assessments ticked off for this session. Okay, so have yourself a sip of water if you'd like to, a short rest. And then we're going to go into, so those are the 2 sort of assessments. We're going to come back to those at the end. And hopefully, having done some variations of different exercises that we're going to do next, when we come back to them at the end, you're going to feel like, hopefully you feel a little bit more stable on your feet. And those exercises that we just did will feel a bit more comfortable. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to do, big part of fall prevention. You may have read about it. You may have heard about it. Building strength, especially in the legs. Is a really good solid tip for helping you feel more steady on your feet. Okay, so we're going to start this first round. We're going to do 6. We're going to do 6 sit to stands. A lot of S's there. So there's 2 options here. You can either give yourself a little push out of the chair. Okay, that's probably the more straightforward version. Or you can have your hands out in front and kind of come up to your feet like so, with your hands out in front, and the arms act as a counterbalance. Or you can have the most challenging version, or having your arms crossed in front of your chest. Okay, so for 6, we're going to try and keep these fairly controlled. All right, for 6, we're going to come up to our feet. We'll start in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We're going to come up to our feet, and then we're going to just sit back down into our chair. And we're going to keep these as controlled as we can. Up. And especially on that lowering phase. Good work. If you've struggled to come all the way to your feet, just do half ones, half sit to stand. So just raise your bottom off the chair and then come back, do what you can. You can use your hands for that. Well done. We'll do 2 more. Up and down, up and down. Nice work. We're going to play with those in a minute. Okay, and you can rest there. Nice work, everyone. So we've got 3 exercises we're going to do here, and we're going to go through twice. So the next one, this is the one I've been looking forward to the most today. Right. So if you want to use a chair, have it in front of you here is probably a good idea. If not, we're going to do a few steps from side to side. Okay, so we're going to think about being on our tippy toes. What I want you to imagine is that we're in the supermarket aisle. All right, Morrison's, Waitrose, depends. Okay, and what we're going to do here, right? We're going to imagine. Has anyone ever played Frogger? Did anyone remember Frogger? We're going to imagine that we've got trolleys coming towards us, left and right, and we're going to shuffle between the 2. Okay, so for 30 seconds, little steps, left and right. On your tippy toes, left and right. Okay, that's it. For 5, in 5, in 3, 2, 1. So just dodging those trolleys. They've probably got my son behind one of them, my 5-year-old. He likes driving his trolley into my ankles. Right, so little shuffles. Might be getting the heart rate up a little bit here as well. On the tippy toes. So again, fall prevention, just balance. It's not just about balance, a bit of agility as well. Practicing moving the feet a little bit quicker. for those situations where you do find like you need to adjust yourself quickly, these are going to help massively. Okay, in 3, 2, and 1. Well done. And you can rest there. That's exercise number 2. We're going to come back to those again in a minute as well. Nice work, everybody. Nice work. Breather, sip of water. And we're going to go into the last exercise of the 3. Again, chair handy if you want to. You can have it to your left-hand side. This is one of my favorites. It's basically a moonwalk. Okay, so a moonwalk. So chair to the left if you want to. We're going to be using the right leg for this step. So there's a bit of balance involved here. It's called a pivot. And we're going to be pivoting over the left hip, but it's the right leg that's going to be moving forward and back. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to start with your right foot positioned back behind you a little bit. Okay, and then what I want you to do is, without touching the floor in the middle, I just want you to take a nice big step forward and then a nice big step back. Okay, so chair, hand on chair if you want it. Nice big step forward, keeping that nice and controlled. So we're spending a little bit of time on this left leg, forward and back. Let's start, and we're going to go for 5. Okay, so let's go for 5. All right. There's no right amount of reps, by the way. You know, they all have different kind of outcomes, but there's no sort of champion amount of repetitions for an exercise. And today it's more about variations, of just trying to get ourselves moving, not only in different exercises, but in different directions as well. So forward and back, bit of twisting and turning. Well done. Let's do one more now. Forward, nice big step forward. Oop. And then back. Nice work, everybody. You can rest there. So turn around. Hopefully you can turn around or take the chair to the other side, and we do exactly the same thing again. This time we're going to be balancing on the right leg. So pivots forward and back, moonwalks with the left foot this time. So left foot starts back, and take a nice big step forward and then back. So arms out to the side if you want to make yourself feel a bit more stable, or you could, if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, again, cross the arms in front of the chest. Well done. So with 5, that's 2. There and back is 1. That's 3. There and back. That's 4. Well done. And last one, that is 5. Good work, everybody. Well done. Rest there. Have a sip of water. We're going to go back through those exercises again, but we're going to make a few changes along the way. Okay, so if at any point any of these exercises feel too challenging, there's no right or wrong way to perform them. Do what you can. If you need to rest at any point, rest. Take a little bit of range out of any of them if you need to. Do them to your own abilities, okay? And try, hopefully enjoy it. Hopefully you enjoy them too. Okay, so, right, we're going to go back to them, back through those exercises. We're going to go back to those sit to stands. Okay, now, the only difference is this time, we're going to prepare. I had so much fun writing this today. We're going to pretend that our chair is on fire. Okay, or hot, at the very least, very hot. Okay, so we're going to start standing with the chair behind us. Make sure the chair is behind us. All right, I'm going to dare you. I'm going to dare you to touch your bottom on your chair 5 times. Remember, it's really quite hot. Okay, so it's going to look something like this. We're going to lower ourselves down into our chair and probably only tap it for a second before coming back up off it again. Okay, so there's a bit of power, a bit of speed through the legs this time. We did slow and controlled earlier. Now we're going to do faster ones. All right, so hot chair. Don't spend too much time on the hot chair. Okay, for 5 repetitions here, into our chair. Oh, hot, come up as quick as you can. That's 1. Well done. So a little bit more power. So you do whatever you want with the arms. 2, you can even push your don't burn your hands, but you can use your hands to come out of the chair as well with a little bit of pace if you want to. That's 2. 3, go on. Do whatever you can. 4, and of course, you could just repeat the other ones we did before as well. 5. Oh, I was on the chair for a bit too long that time. That was a bit hot. And 5. That's there. Rest there. Good work, everyone. Rest there. Nice. Okay. Rest there for a moment. We're going to go back to those shuffles we did. Okay. Now, this time, okay, we're going to turn this into another form of balance, or another form of movement called reactive balance. Okay. So this is more about being given instruction, right? So every time you're going to come back to center here. So we did those little shuffles before, right? And then left. However, this time I'm going to tell you which direction the trolleys are coming from. So I'm either going to say right or left. Okay, so if you don't want to venture too far away from the chair, just keep the chair in front of you and you can keep your hand on it. Okay, so in the aisle of our supermarket. Okay, now trolleys are coming towards us. I'm going to say right. You do a little shuffle to the right and then come back. Easy, yes. Okay, right, go, and then come back. Nice work. Okay, right. Oh, I think you know what's coming next. Left. Yes, go on. All right, right. Nice work. Left. Good work, everybody. Right, we're going to go for another 15 seconds here. Right. Yes, go on your toes. Left. Good. Last one. Right. Yes, and back to center. Well done. You can rest there. Nice work. Nice work. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give people the option for this next one. We're going back to those pivots. Okay. We're going to go back to those pivots. Now, you can do exactly the same thing again if you want to. However, in the theme of, I won't say too much about the rugby last night, but in the theme of the rugby last night, we're going to do a bit of a pick up and throw. Okay, so line out, line out, line up, line out. I'm not the biggest rugby fan, but I did watch it last night. So what we're going to do is we're going to do those pivots again, forward and back. Okay, forward and back. All right, forward and back. But we've got a rugby theme. So as we step forward, we're going to pick up our ball. And as we step back, we're going to take it up over our head. And then we're going to throw it forward again, pick it up. Okay, so we'll do 5 of those. Up high as we step back. Again, just have one hand resting on the chair if you want it. Forward and down, back and up. Okay, so we'll do 5, all right? We'll go in 5 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Do whatever you can. I'll do 5. You do whatever you can. So reach forward and down as you step forward, and then up and high to throw the ball as you step back. Well done, everybody. I think that's 2. Down, pick it up. Back, 3, 4. Good work. And last one, you can rest there. Well done. Okay, we're going to swap over. We're going to swap the sides, okay? So turn around or move the chair to the other side if you're using the chair. And this time we're going to be stepping on our left foot, okay? So pivoting over the right hip, left foot doing the work. Let's go for 5, down, and then step back and up. Do what you can. Adjust the foot position. It doesn't need to be a big step. Just do little steps if you want to. That's 2. 3. Well done. Ooh. Big reach change. 4 and 5. Nice work, everyone. You can rest there. Well done. That's 3 times through again. Good work. Good work. Did you see that message, Ben, about the changing the screen? Okay, so that is round 1 completed. We're halfway. We're going to go into 3 new exercises here. So we've got lots of different ways in which we're moving here. We're getting low, we're getting high, we're going side to side. We're going to try and get a little bit of twisting. Have we got twisting in this one? We have got twisting in this next one. Okay, so chairs again. 3 new exercises. And again, we'll make some adjustments along the way. Okay, so chair in front of us. If you're using a chair, we're going to try and do a squat here. These have been familiar. Might be familiar with these from my classes this week. We're going to do like a ski. Has anyone skied? We're going to do like a skiing squat. Okay, so we're going to put a bit more emphasis on one leg at a time. You don't need to go super deep for these squats, but we're going to do a squat. Okay, standing upright. You can have a chair in front of you if you want. We're just going to put a bit more emphasis on one leg at a time. So we work the hips just a little bit more through these ones. Okay, so depending on how this feels for you, adjust it. You could just do a regular sort of little squat if you wanted to. They don't need to be deep. So we're just going to put a little bit of emphasis on one hip at a time. We're going to go for 10 of these. Okay, so little squats, push the hips as you go. Use a chair if you want to. Okay, so in 5 seconds, we'll go for 10. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So down to the left and then down to the right. Like a little boogie. Little boogie. 3, 4, 5, 6. Little squats. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice work, everyone. Well done. You can rest there. Have a little shake off of the legs. Right. Again, another one that I like practicing in our classes. This is like a stutter step. Okay. So again, thinking about fall prevention, if we go out, if we trip, if there's a curb or something along those lines, then we have to sort of try and readjust ourselves in that situation. So again, chair in front of us. I'll move out of the way for the benefit of this. We're going to take 2 steps. So we step to the right with our right foot. Step, step. Okay. Step, step. So it's a little stutter. So again, hold on to the chair if you need to. We're going to go for 5 on this side, and then we're going to go 5 on the other side. Okay. So exactly 5 on each side. All right. So we're going 3, 2, 1. Step, 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 step. Chair in front of you if you want it, just to hold on. Step, step. Good. Step, step. I think that's 3, 4, 5, and rest. Nice work. Okay, and you can do exactly the same thing on the other side. So in the classes, when we do the fall prevention program, you actually find that what we actually do is we do a bit more of this, and we kind of dive into all of these exercises a little bit more. Okay, so same again on the left side for 5. We're going 3, 2, 1. Step, step. Step, step. And you can try and make this first step, a little bit quicker. So it's about trying to minimize the amount of ground contact we have. Good. 3, 4, and 5. Nice work, everyone. Well done. You can rest there. We got one last exercise. Okay. So we're only going to do one round of this second block. So tying your shoelaces. This one's a little bit of balance here. Okay. So a bit of balance. What I'm going to ask you to do is you're going to, with a straight leg, you can have one leg trailing behind you, so right foot on the floor to keep you steady. But what I want you to try and do is I want you to try and reach for your laces best you can, or as low as you can. Okay, and you're going to hold that position while I do up my shoelaces. That's the timer. Okay, so we're going to get a nice big stretch down the back of this leg. So balancing on the left leg, chair handy. Okay, we're going to try and reach both hands down to the laces on our left foot. Okay, so just go as low as you feel comfortable to. You're going to get a nice big stretch on the left leg. It's also going to cause a little bit of wobble probably. And we're going to try and balance there. And in that time, I'm going to do up my shoelaces. I'll start by undoing my shoelaces. There you go. Me doing up the shoelaces is the timer. Right leg or right foot can trail on the floor. So you can have your big toe of your right foot trailing on the floor to give a bit of stability if you want to. Okay. So in 3, 2, 1, I'll give you a count in a second. You're going to reach for your laces. Okay. And you're going to hold that position there. I'm going to do up my shoelaces. And by the time I've done up my shoelaces, we can all come up to standing. We'll do the other foot. All right. I don't know how I jumped up at this one. Okay. So, all right. In 3, 2, 1, you reach for your laces. I'll do it on one leg as well. I'm going to do up my laces, 2 bunny ears, cross them over, put them through, pull. I'm going to do a double knot. So stay there. 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Come back up to standing. That made me quite hot. Well done. Good work. Right. Same again. The laces are loose on the other foot now. Okay, so same again. Now, of course, you can do up your shoes. If you're wearing laces, if you've got shoes on that have got laces on them, you can do this yourself. Okay, it's a good one to practice. Doing up your laces. Right. So balancing on the right leg this time. Okay, same again. Have that left foot trailing behind you if you want to. Otherwise, try and balance on your right leg. Chair handy if you want it. Okay, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Down to your foot. Reach and hold. I'll do up my shoelace, which takes about 10 seconds. 2 big bunny ears. Fed it through. Pull, double knot, and 3, 2, 1, rest, come back up to standing. That is so ridiculous. Well done. Well done. We're going to finish with a fun little exercise. Okay. It doesn't get any more fun than that. Oh, it might do. We're going to finish with a little jig. Okay. So right leg only to begin with. Okay. Just for the benefit of anyone that wants to use a chair. For 20 seconds, we're going to step around our clock. Okay, so I have my little mat. I always have my little mat, just so it sort of like helps people see perspective in the directions that I'm moving in, rather than having, sort of a point of reference, I suppose. So right foot only. We're going to try, if you can, try and balance on your left leg, but if you want to rest your foot in between, you can. So I want you to count. We're going to have a competition between the two legs. All right. So I want you to count. Right foot. We're just going to step to 12. 1 or 2, 3, 5, 6, and then 7. Okay. So 12. Coming back to the center. In between 6 and 7. 20 seconds. I want you to count them. Okay, that's the challenge. So see how many times with this right foot you can touch or hit those numbers. Okay, for 20 seconds. We're going to go in 5, and then we'll do the other foot in a moment. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So forward, diagonal, right, back behind, 6, and then a little curtsy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's 12. Go on. Oh, it starts to get a little bit harder when you start getting a little bit of puff as well. Little steps back across. Well done, everyone. 5 seconds to go. Oh, 6 and rest. That was 18 in total. Gets the bottom working a little bit as well. Well done, everyone. Good work. Right, swap the chairs over. Swap the chairs over. Last exercise here today before we go back to our assessments, just in time. Okay, so same again. 18, I think it was, on my right side. So time to try and beat it with the left leg. A little bit of friendly competition between your feet. Balancing on the right leg. Hold the chair if you need to. Try and do it without if you want to. For 20 seconds in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. See if you can go beat that 18. 6. Oh, a bit more challenging on this left side. Bit of coordination needed. Extra coordination. Oh, 12. Okay. Oh, gosh. 5 seconds. Oh, rest there. Stop. Oh, I didn't do it. What's that? 16, 18? I got 16. My right leg wins. Well done, everybody. Have a rest. Have a sip of water. We're going to go back to those two finalists, those first assessments that we did right at the start of the session today. We're going to go back to those 2 assessments. Okay, we're going to go back to those 2 assessments. Now, it's whether I get invited back or not after this. Fingers crossed. We're going to go back to those 2 assessments, and I want you to think about or try and remember how they felt at the first. We go serious again now. I want you to think about how they felt at the start. We're going to do them again now, exactly the same as we did before, and we're going to hopefully, even just with a little bit of exercise, we're going to hopefully see that there's a bit of difference. I hope that there will be a noticeable difference. You might notice a little bit. You might not notice any difference at all. Nonetheless, we've done some exercise. We've done some strength work. We've done a little bit of cardio. So there's tons of benefits to have been had out of that 30-minute workout. And it's flown by. Okay, so balancing on the left leg. Remember, hands out in front, palms towards the sky. You can have your hand resting nearby something if you want to. Of course you can. Knee up. Okay, so for 20 seconds, we're going 5. Hands out in front. Right knee up. 3, 2, 1. Hold for 20 seconds. Try and think back to how it felt in that first round. Well done. Hold there. Oh, is everyone frozen? Everyone's frozen. No, just joking. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Good work. Good work, everyone. So there's a few people in there solid as a rock. Okay, go on. Right, same again. On this left side. I hope that felt a little bit better. Okay, let's go. Left knee up. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Left knee up. See how it feels. Well done. Oh, James. Well done. Hold there. 10 seconds. Hopefully it feels a bit better. Wobble is good, by the way. Wobble is good. And we'll talk more about this in the program. While wobble is good, it's part of our central nervous system learning. 3, 2, 1. Well done. You can rest there. All right. Well done, everybody. We've got one last exercise to do. We're going to go for those tightrope walks, heel to toe walks. Okay. We're going to go forward and back. And again, cross the arms in front of the chest. Have something handy if you need to. We're going to go forward and back. Okay. So toe to heel to toe, forward and back for 30 seconds or so. We're going in 5, 3, 2, 1. So heel to toe, one foot in front of the other. Just use whatever space you've got available, forward and back. Look forward if you can, and make it a little bit more challenging. And just try and think back to how it felt in the first time round, and then think about how it feels now. And hopefully there'll be a difference for the positive. Well done, everybody. We got 5 seconds to go. In 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, everybody. Well done. Thumbs up, thumbs down. A little bit of improvement. Did it feel better? Hopefully it did. Put it in the comments. Hopefully it helped. And and hopefully oh gosh, not too badly though, Iris, I hope. Hopefully it helped, and hopefully you feel better. We've done a little bit of exercise. We build it up slowly. That's quite an intensive 25 minutes of exercise we've just done. Hopefully you found it useful, and can just shows you how many different ways in which we can move and look at different ways of kind of improving our balance, and many different ways we can sort of help ourselves. I hope you enjoyed that. I did enjoy that. I always do. I look forward to catching up with you again a bit later on for the Q&A. Have a fantastic rest of the afternoon and session with Lee and Andy and Claudia. And I look forward to catching up a bit later on. Well done, everybody. Well done. I hope you enjoyed that. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.